my number one tip for accepting your diabetes and having confidence is like right now, I just want you guys to think about like what your intention is and who do you want to be in your type 1 diabetes. Like write this down right now, pause this video and write down who do you want to be. Like, do you want to be comfortable being open? And do you want to be confident wearing your robo parts wherever they are? Do you not want to be ashamed? Do you not want to be embarrassed? Do you want to be kind to others when they ask like, what's that? You know, I used to take that as an offense. I'm like, oh, they hate me. It's true, you know, like why do you still have an MP3 player? It's 2020, you know? And I'm like, this is my insulin pump, you know? It was just, I took it as an attack, but you know, people just aren't aware. That's why they stare, you know? We're only 0.5 of the whole population, you know, and 90%, over 90% of all diabetics are type 2. So a lot of people don't even know about type 1 diabetes. So it's nothing to take personal at all, which believe me, I definitely took a lot of things personal. And now I've learned that people just are uneducated and unaware of what type 1 diabetes is. So have your intention about who you want to be. So in a year, if you were exactly who you wanted to be in your diabetes, what would she or he look like? You know, write that down, because when we focus on that every day, I want you to strive to become this person. You know, when you have the opportunity to share about your diabetes and you used to be ashamed and embarrassed, I want you to think about that person you wrote down on the paper, and I want you to embrace who they are. Just show up comfortably and confidently, sharing about your diabetes, educating other people, being vocal, and really accepting and owning who you are. Okay, that's step number one. Step number two is you're born to stand out. Like, you are born to be unique. Everyone is unique though. Every single person in this whole entire world is unique in their own way. And, you know, diabetes, it even gives us a little X factor, you know, like, what's your meaning behind your diabetes? And the thing is, like, there was nothing like you before. There's nothing like you right now in this present moment. And there's never gonna be anything like you in the future. There's only one of you. So you need to stop hiding and you need to stop being ashamed and embarrassed. And I know it can be hard, believe me, because I have definitely been in your shoes before too, if you were starting your confidence journey right now. And it is just so important to own who you are, embrace who you are, and own your unique qualities. Because if you think about it, like, all the people who are famous or who've made it have like a little quirk about them, you know? There's not just like a regular Jane out there just perfect and hello, hello, hello. You know, people who are famous, they're crazy and they're unique and they're themselves. And I feel like that is just so, so amazing, born to stand out with type 1 diabetes. Okay, number three is, you know, everyone has their like one thing. Everybody, you know, so for us, it's diabetes, you know, and other people, it might be a scar, or, you know, they have a disease too, or they're balding, or, you know, they're really, really shy. You know, everybody has their one thing that they can be a little insecure about. And so for us, it's just diabetes. And we can get over that though. I have so many frameworks and tools to literally transform diabetics from being ashamed, embarrassed, uncomfortable, and awkward to feeling confident, embracing who they are and loving who they are. Okay, so believe me that everyone has that one thing. It's not just us. Okay, we are different, but we're not that different. Okay, number four is you can either fight it and keep on hiding and keep on being secretive, not accepting your diabetes, going against the current, literally swimming against the current, going nowhere, or you could just go with it and release all of that tension and release all of that resistance that you have been putting on yourself and just go with the flow and enjoy life as you are right now. You have the choice, but it all starts with you to either fight it or to go with it. And believe me, being on this other side, it feels so much better, 1,000 times better to just be myself and to not hide any longer. Because when I started going with it, I realized that no one cared. And I was like, wait, how come no one's caring? I thought they were gonna treat me differently, or no. Just going with it feels so, so amazing just to be you. And take all those bricks off your shoulders. Okay, number 5, this is definitely one of my favorite ones. And it is change the meaning about your diabetes. You know, so for me, my old meaning about my diabetes was like, ooh, ugly. I'm awkward when I talk about it. When I talk to someone, I'm freaking uncomfortable. Like, it's just like a weird moment. I didn't feel sexy. You know, I have like this box connected to me, and I just feel like people were gonna judge me all the time. And, you know, if I was dating someone and if I told them, I thought maybe I'd get rejected. So if I was associating to my diabetes judgment, rejection, and pain, of course I'm not gonna show it off. Of course I'm not gonna accept it or embrace it because I associated pain to it. I hated my diabetes. I just wanted to be normal. And I wasn't, so I hid it so I could be normal. But really nobody's normal. You know, we're all unique in our own way. So change your meaning. For me, I went from making it uncomfortable and awkward to me being closer to other people. Like when I open up to other people, it makes me closer to them because I'm being human and they're getting to know me more, and I'm not just this robot who is pretending to be perfect anymore. And I associated it with me being authentic and me being empowered to be who I really am. And I associated it with my X factor, you know, like it makes me unique, like, hello. You know, so what are you associating your diabetes with? So every time I walked out the house and I was, you know, had my robo parts on display, I would say, these make me feel beautiful and these make me feel me. And I changed the association with it, and it literally made such a big difference. So definitely change your association with your type 1 diabetes. Okay, number 6 is to work with your body, because, you know, everybody is different. But when we work with our body and give it what it really needs, and, you know, realize we are different, and it's totally okay to be different. It's encouraged to be different. It's encouraged to be unique. You know what's in style right now? Have you guys noticed? Like, being unique is in style. Like, the more unique you are, the more awesome you are. So embrace being different, because we are different, and we just have to accept that. Because when we do go on dates, you know, sometimes we are gonna get low. It's inevitable. You know, we're not gonna have a regular date sometimes. Like, sometimes we are gonna have to stop, have a juice, and that's okay. We just have to accept that we are different, and it's okay to be different, and it's encouraged to be different. Okay, number 7 is silencing your inner critic. So you know that voice in your head that's always like, oh, on that date, don't show your pump because he's not gonna wanna have a second date with you. Or, you know, oh, don't check your sugar on the table because people are gonna think that's gross. You know, that voice in our head literally just gets in the way. And it doesn't help us, it doesn't serve us, and it doesn't empower us at all. So realizing these thoughts is very, very important, because half the time we don't even know that we are judging ourselves and being so mean to ourselves. You know, if you had a friend that was type 1 diabetic, would you tell her like, oh, don't go on that date and don't show your robo parts because he is literally not going to like you? Like, no, we would never tell our friends that. Like, that is so mean. We would say like, yes, girl, like go on that date and have fun. Like, tell me how it goes. Tell me how he is, you know? So if we wouldn't tell our best friends this, why are we telling ourselves this? Because it's just lies. They're just mean, mean lies. So we have to be aware of that inner critic that is inside our head. And when that critic does come up, we have to just shut it out and think a positive thought instead. You know, okay, he's not gonna like me. Ugh. Throw that thought away. He is going to like me because I am gonna open up and I am gonna be vulnerable. And when I am, that is gonna literally make us closer. Okay? Number 8 is believing in yourself and knowing your worth. That is confidence right there, is believing in yourself and knowing your worth no matter what. You know, because 2 different people can have the same experience, but one person believes in themselves and knows how awesome they are and what their worth is, and the other person doesn't because they don't believe in themselves. It's all about belief in who you are and what you have to offer, because, you know, we aren't just diabetes. There's so much more to us. We're awesome, we're kind, we're amazing. You know, diabetes is just a part of us. So believing in yourself and knowing your worth. So when you're going into a date, know that you're amazing and know what you bring to the table. Stand up tall, you know? And when you do share about your diabetes, share it confidently. Okay? Okay, number 9 is to not care what people think. Literally don't care, because it isn't any of our business what people think. You know, because I heard this quote the other day and it said, the greatest prison that we can put ourselves in is always caring about what other people think. Because we're never going to be able to live our best lives if we're always caring about what people think about us, what they think about our diabetes and our pumps and our medical sites and what happens when we get low or when we get high. Like, it's just too much. We have to stop thinking about what other people are thinking about us. If they're staring, let them stare. Let them stare and show them how amazing you are. You know, if they have questions, embrace those questions and welcome them and educate them more about type 1 diabetes. But we can't care what people think, and we can't take it personally either. Okay, and number 10, my number 10 tip for confidence and acceptance with type 1 diabetes is be confident and strong when you are sharing about your type 1 diabetes. That is a huge key. That has literally helped me so much. Because the old me, when someone would ask like, oh, what's that? Or if I was with a friend, a new friend, or on a date and I was explaining my type 1 diabetes, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I have type 1 diabetes. So I need to do some insulin. Like, of course it's gonna be awkward if I'm saying it like that, you know, if I'm saying it in an insecure way. They are literally going to feel that, okay? Because the perception that you have of yourself is the perception that other people have of you, okay? So if you are judging yourself on your type 1 diabetes, they're gonna judge you too. And if you are not accepting it, like, they're not gonna accept it. If you're uncomfortable, they're gonna feel uncomfortable. If you feel awkward, they're gonna feel awkward too. Okay, so it is so important, like, coming into it, feeling comfortable and confident, and know what you're going to say so you don't stutter and you're not like, oh, I don't know. You know, for me personally, I just like to put my personality into it. You know, oh yeah, I have type 1 diabetes. You know, this is my bestie, my pump. We together 24/7. And, you know, since my pancreas doesn't work, my antibodies, they got overzealous, attacked my pancreas. So this guy helps me out. You know, just making it fun, talking with a strong voice, and believing in yourself, because it took me a long time to believe in myself and my worth and have self-love for myself. And once I did, the whole game changed. And it's crazy. I don't even know where these thoughts came from, because no one ever judged me about my diabetes, but it happens. And you have to know your worth, no matter what anyone tells you. I'm fortunate enough where no one has ever really judged me for having type 1 diabetes or rejected me for having type 1 diabetes. I know this has happened to other people. Of course, I've gotten jokes like, oh, like, I'm gonna eat this whole meal and I'm gonna get diabetes like you, or, you know, like those jokes, and you're just like, oh God, you know. But the thing is, we have to know our worth no matter what anyone says. So, you know, say I have a $20 bill in my hand, okay? What if I crumple that bill up? Will it still have that worth? What if I crumbled the bill up in my mouth and spit it out and stomped on it on the ground, and I picked it up and I opened it back up? Would you still want the $20 bill? Me? Yes, because it's still worth $20. Okay, so if someone, you know, ever is mean to you or judges you for having type 1 diabetes, you have to know that you are still worth so much, that you are still so amazing. No matter what anyone says about you, you still have that worth for yourself. And I hope no one ever does that. And if they do, they're not even worth being in your life. Because someone who judges someone off of an illness they have, like, they're just not a good person. So always know your worth, believe in yourself and how amazing you are. And I am so excited for you to start your confidence journey with type 1 diabetes, or I don't know where you are in your journey, but I hope one or all of these tips have helped you in your journey. And much love to you guys. Please reach out to me if you have any questions on confidence, acceptance, being open with your type 1 diabetes. I have been there before, so I totally understand where you are right now, and I would love to help you. But much love until then, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.